I'm Roger Bisbee from Skill Builder, and this week I just want to give you a little bit of an overview of what we've been doing, what Duncan and myself have been up to this week. We've been pretty busy. We've been building a dormer onto the side of an old Victorian house, 100 years old plus, and we've been sticking a dormer on because eventually that's going to become a shower room for the 2 bedrooms that are up here. You know, I really take my hat off to the guys who built these buildings 100 and odd years ago with horse and carts, no power tools. Everything was done by hand, and they did a great job. Of course, we got power tools galore now, so it makes it a lot quicker. And there's a few tools that I could never be without. The first of them is a bit of an unlikely looking tool. It's a tape measure, although the Scandinavians call it a Talmeter, made by Hultafors, who's a company that owns Snickers workwear. Now, this is a very clever bit of kit. What it does is there's a little extension out the back here, and what you do is you just slide that extension out just by revolving that, and then you can make a measurement between 2 fixed points, and it's absolutely spot on. When we take that measurement off these points, transfer it to the chop saw, and you don't even need a pencil, you can just scribe the line on the back with this little sharp point here just to get that scratch line, and then go from there. So that really, for me, is a great innovation. Put it between 2 fixed points, pull it out, and that gives you the exact measurement. You don't even have to put your glasses on. If you're getting a bit harder, your eyesight's fading a bit like mine, you don't even need it, because forget what the measurement is, you know that there's your fixed point. Now, I know you can do it with other tape measures. You could do it with this tape measure, but the trouble with doing it with this tape measure is you're working to that kind of soft round back edge there, and that really doesn't give you a sharp pencil line. So you could be 2 or 3 millimeters out on that, whereas with the Talmeter you wouldn't even be a ½ millimeter out. It really is absolutely precise in there, as you can see. So we transfer that over onto the chop saw, we can make accurate cuts all the way down the line. So another tool I really couldn't be without is a trusty old air nailer. I've had this one for many years now from Stanley Bostitch, and compressed air. A lot of the guys are now using Pazlo guns, which are gas guns, which are fantastic tools, a lot more portable because you're not dragging around the air hose, but in terms of cheapness, you're not having to buy gas for this. Really powerful. Air tools tend to go forever. They never really wear out. Just put a drop of oil in every so often, and really that's about all you got to do. Fairly compact tool. It'll just go between 400 centers timbers, so we can fire it into most places. So we use that throughout the whole build to build the dormer. Every little job, if you like, could be done with the air nailer. So for me, that's an absolute must to have some kind of an air gun. Another thing to me that's really important, I can't have enough of these really, I've probably got about 10 of them, and sometimes all 10 are in use. These clamps from Irwin, they exert a huge amount of force. They've engineered them in such a way that you can really get a grip. So one of the jobs we found it really useful for was clamping down on the rafters onto the wall plate where we've cut those bird's mouth. We wanted to get them really tight on there before we put a fixing in, and that gave us a really secure fixing. Those bird's mouths are in there nice and tight. There's just all kinds of jobs. It's like having an extra person on the site really. Another tool I really wouldn't be without now is the Recip saw, because you can use it for cutting metal and for cutting wood, and when you're dealing with an old building like this, you're trying to cut out rafters and things like that, it's very fast. This one from Milwaukee's got very low vibration levels, and with a 4 amp hour battery, the fuel motor, it really does last for a long time. You get a lot of power, a lot of action out of that tool. I'm Roger Bisbee, thanks very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe because there's a lot more coming up on Skill Builder, and we want to see you back here soon. We've got tool tests, we've got more building projects and instructional videos, so plenty to see. Thanks very much, and I'll see you again.